Doughnut Economics is a 2017 work of non-fiction by the British thinker Kate Raworth. Raworth was born in southern England in 1970. She studied philosophy, politics and economics at Oxford, then worked for a variety of high-level development organisations. She's now internationally recognised as an expert in her field. She describes herself as a renegade economist, focused on making economics fit for 21st century realities. Doughnut Economics begins by claiming that traditional economics has run out of steam, and that younger generations of economists are increasingly aware of the fact. Yuan Yang, a British-Chinese student, now a Labour MP, exemplifies the sea change. After studying at Oxford, then LSE, Yuan wondered why none of today's most pressing ethical questions were ever being asked. In 2014, a group of students across the world wrote the profession an open letter, deriding its reluctance to address issues such as food security and climate change. They disrupted prestigious conferences and wrote a manifesto declaring the revolution in economics has begun. On campus after campus, we will chase you old goats out of power. Yuan herself co-founded a group called Rethinking Economics. Raworth is a central figure in this new movement. She begins by discussing the way economists since the 19th century have turned their attention away from naming goals and towards discovering apparent laws. Using mathematical models to present their findings as scientific, they artificially distort the world to make it amenable to mathematical treatment. Raworth herself prefers using pictures to model reality, pointing out that this has always been considered good practice, and she wants to make the pictorial method primary. This book, she says, aims to reveal the power of visual framing and to use it to transform 21st century economic thinking. The doughnut, which is the primary result of this approach, is presented to the reader in Chapter 1 and gradually enriched as the book goes on. What if we started economics not with its long-established theories, but with humanity's long-term goals, she asks, and then sort out the economic thinking that would help us achieve them? I tried to draw a picture of those goals, and ridiculous though it sounds, it came out looking like a doughnut. Below the inner ring, the social foundation, lie critical human deprivations such as hunger and illiteracy. Beyond the outer ring, the ecological ceiling, lies critical planetary degradation such as climate change and biodiversity loss. Between these two rings is the doughnut itself, the space in which we can meet the needs of all within the means of the planet. This leads her to a 7-point plan for reorienting economics, each of which gets a chapter to itself. 1. Change the goal. 2. See the big picture. 3. Nurture human nature. 4. Get savvy with systems. 5. Design to distribute. 6. Create to regenerate. And 7. Be agnostic about growth. Some of that's not self-explanatory. Chapter 4, for example, Get Savvy with Systems, faults the economist's reliance on mechanistic models derived ultimately, Raworth thinks, from Newtonian physics. Chapter 3, Nurture Human Nature, takes issue with Homo economicus, or rational economic man, the character at the heart of modern economic theory, who Raworth argues resembles no one in the real world. Rather, it's another example of the tail wagging the dog. Economic theory requires it, so it must be true. Possibly the most interesting chapter in Doughnut Economics is the 7th, Be Agnostic About Growth. Raworth points out that traditional graphs showing expected growth in a healthy economy show an exponential curve, but no one can ever answer the question, what comes next? Unchecked exponential growth isn't realistically possible. The curve must turn into an S, which has radical implications for all of us. It means that economic growth has a necessary limit. So the question becomes, what do we do next? This is an exciting and challenging book. It's probably one of this century's essential reads. It's so well written and discusses so many of the central issues that most lay people will learn an awful lot about economics entirely painlessly. Interested readers can find out about Raworth's thought even more painlessly by visiting our website at kateraworth.com/animations. where there are a number of short videos devoted to different chapters in our book. I'll leave you with a richer presentation of the donut from later on in the book. It should be self-explanatory, but if not, I hope I've made the book sound well worth buying.